Good, well, morning for most of the American audience, but it'll be, well, I guess it's still morning over in Germany as well, so I guess I could say this internationally. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to levelupyourgame.net. Here we are virtually for the IEM Grand World Championships in Hanover, Germany, with a little bit of CBIT action going on. But today, we've already seen a few matches from Group A. Group B yesterday, well, if you missed it, too bad. Where were you? You missed so much epic Quake. But hey, VODs are for the most part available, and if they're not yet, they will be shortly on behalf of Trance and the rest of the Level Up crew. So major thanks for them having us on here today, but we've also got Mystics on here as well as we get set up for the fourth match today. It's going to be Vo0 versus fazz. How you doing, Fish?
Oh man, very excited. Another jam-packed schedule of some epic... Wow, we're going to get started right here. No time to
these guys
do the
mean
intros.
business. And actually, I've been kind of dismayed because nobody's been really paying much attention to the fact that Vo0 is here, that he kind of just squeezed in to the qualifiers, but they're very quickly off and underway here on Hectic. Fazz already getting away with a bit of Mega rockets, and he's controlling the railgun right now, and as Vo0 attempts to aggress in on that, Fazz is going to be taking a very quick first frag and taking control of the map as well, and he's not very quick to move around much after that frag. I mean, he's already taken control of some of the more important items, so he's just going to be sitting top map waiting for Vo0 to get back in. That will allow Vo0 to get an early rail, and that is going to be his entrance back in on Fazz potentially. But no, he's going to go through teleporter, get in real close, burn off Fazz's armor, and so now Fazz, he's going to be able to pick up this Mega, but if he takes any kind of damage, oh! A beautiful rail right through the grates, and that'll be making it 2-zip very early on here on Hector.
Very impressed, Very impressed so far with what Fazz has been able to put together on Hectic. I actually haven't seen him play on this map too much, or at all, but he seems very comfortable with the angles and very, he's had a very good lockdown on his opponent, Vo0, so far in this map. Vo0 has gone very aggressive in this early stages of the map, and Fazz has had an answer for pretty much everything that Vo0's throwing at him. So now Vo0 is stuck in the Mega Jail. Let's see if he can get out of there. Yeah, Fazz will back off to the yellow armor, but so far, very aggressive game from Vo0, maybe to his error, and very impressed with Fazz's opening.
Yeah, Hectic can be such a polarizing map, not only in the opinion that people have of it, but also in the way that it can be played. Fazz right now, he's not perhaps playing it to the style that he was anticipating. He's being very cautious, he's making sure that he's controlling the items, but once he knows that everything's in control, he's very still. He's very much, you know, wanting to be in the right position and waiting for the right goal for Vo0 to enter in. And so without being all over the place, Vo0 is going to be taking damage from more angles than he perhaps expects. So now, Vo0 with control of top mid, and Fazz's rockets are again going to prove to be something of a difficulty for him. And of course, this is a newer map, and Vo0 is not a newer player. In fact, we've only known him to be really involved with Live for a relatively short time after having a long break between, you know, Quake 3 and earlier on Quake 2. I mean, Vo0 just goes back and back. But early on here, it is zip with not even that many minutes off the clock. Fazz is looking very strong here. Now, Red Armor's going to be coming back up, and Vo0 is actually going to be aggressing, trying to get the grab, and more important, keeping Fazz off of it. But even if Fazz gets knocked off and isn't playing for the grab, Fazz is already looking to do damage. So Vo0's not quite willing to go in for the play yet, and he goes aggressive. Beautiful play. That's going to get him on the board and get him this red armor, but yeah, already Fazz is able to spawn, grab a rail, and already get a rail off on Vo0. So Vo0's stack advantage was gone before he could even blink. He's still got a bit of armor. He's, oh, even more better. English. But Vo0's going to be able to take out Fazz coming through the teleporter. Beautiful play, and that's a free Mega as well. So now the tides have turned a little bit, and Vo0's got this tied up.
Fazz making a very aggressive play there for the red armor. It will pay off. Vo0 was actually not able to punish, even though Fazz was out of position in that situation. But, you know, we've seen Vo0 on this map before, I have at least. And I think it plays to his style. He's a very skill-based, you know, super aggressive, hyper-aggressive player. that can really pull off some amazing feats. So I feel like Hectic does play into his strengths, but finally, Fazz's pretty strong control is being knocked off. Fazz left with only 1 health after that last encounter. Does pull off the rail though. Vo is actually almost railable at this point. Fazz needs to find some health though. A single MG bullet could take him down.
But Vo needs to find a man. So far, Fazz has been proving to be rather difficult to catch, but Vo is going to catch him through the Mega Health Teleporter just before Mega spawns up. Fazz made a bit of a blitzkrieg play. He was banking everything on having his Mega timing perfect there. Vo definitely was able to punish, though, for that infection. Vo, though, down to 1 health with a clutch rocket. That'll keep him in the lead by 2 frags. We're going to have to see if he can recover here. And the really dangerous thing about this, especially on this map, is that A, Fazz can grab a weapon and do damage very quickly. And B, even if Vo manages to get back up to 100 health, that'll give Fazz all sorts of time to grab the weapons that he needs as well. But oh my god, Hectic is the only map you're going to see frags like just coming out of nowhere. And Vo will be pulling together another couple with LG. And actually, I gotta say, now that Vo's gotten some momentum under his belt, he's been taking down Fazz really quickly, and I think he's really banking on that as well. He's just really going all aggressive all the time, wanting to get as many frags under his belt as possible, keep Fazz weak off the spawns. But if he doesn't pay enough attention to the red armor, if he doesn't pay enough attention to the Mega, then that'll be an issue for him later on. Fortunately, though, Fazz has been banking on his own as well, and it has been paying off. Finally, he's able to get a grab, but Vo's got him caught down here. Well, maybe it was Vo who was caught after all. Fazz is fairly weak after that. And he's still got 4 frags to play with less than 4 minutes on the clock.
You know, Vo might actually be considered the true most quiet dark horse in this tournament. If you ask me, you know, people have been talking about Killsons and Dahangs. Dahang particularly has had a bit of hype going into this tournament, but no one's been talking about Vo.
Oh.
Vo, obviously representing North America in this tournament, although he is originally from Europe, hails from Europe. You have to remember that he has recently taken maps and games off Dahang, the likes of Dahang. Although he didn't do so. Ooh, nice telefrag right there for Fazz. Fazz has got to feel very nice about that one. Maybe a little bit of luck, maybe a little bit of a miscalculation there by Vo. But either way, Vo has proven that he can contend at the highest level. So it's really up to that third slot in this Group A. You know, most people expect Strengths and Avec to be the easy favorites, but I wouldn't count Vo or Fazz out against the likes of Dahang and the rest of the group as well. So it's kind of a toss-up for that third slot.
A toss-up indeed, and of course, you know, you couldn't be here without being able to swing with the best, but over the past minute or so, we've really seen control for both of these players go by the wayside. I mean, telefrags from both of them and only a couple grabs either way, but Vo currently top map. He's very weak right now, and as we've already seen, Fazz really knows how to punish any attempted grabs for the red armor, so Vo's going to be playing it a little bit safe right now, hanging out by the teleporter because he can go back in for Mega. Now, will that mean giving up red armor? Yes, it will, and Vo takes a rail in the face in the meantime. So now Vo, by playing for that Mega, has given away a lot of the map to Fazz. More importantly than the items themselves, just the positioning, just having control of the middle room, top tier, all that jazz. And now Vo's going to have to fight and claw his way back, and he's going to be doing so against a barrage of lightning gun from Fazz. And now Vo, he's got to do a lot of damage here without being seen. And so far, Fazz has proven to be the better one at that game. Ooh.
Nice direct rocket there by Fazz. Gonna open up with LG for yet another frag. So Hectic, a very fast-paced map, of course. 4 frags separate these players. Now Fazz is on the aggressive push here. Vo actually might be caught out in the middle of the map, and once again, yeah, Fazz is going to catch up to him. Follow up LG and a nice rail there, so this should be yet another frag. Just 2 frags separate these players, so Fazz putting together a nice little string of damage here. That was essential rocket play there by Vo, pretty much negating that red armor pickup completely. So now Vo is going to have a good opportunity to secure this mega health, which probably will allow him... No, actually... Vo does collect the mega health, and now we'll have a good position on the red as well.
And we've only got a single minute and 15 seconds left on the clock, and this being 8 to 10, this is kind of Hectic game that I love. Fazz currently top map though with plenty of armor to play with. And Vu, we really haven't seen him do too much damage from the railgun side of the map. We haven't seen too many shots coming out of there that Fazz has not been able to deal with very effectively. So Fazz coming back in, aggressing on Vu, flushing Vu out of there. Right back down into the Mega Jail, but he's going to be walking in and he's going to have to crawl out. And Fazz is filling the way with rockets. Ooh. That is going to be a frag for Fazz with the red armor at the end of it. So a position that Vu gone, okay, I've taken the frag, but he's fairly weak right now. I should be able to take him down, already going away with the acquisition of that red armor. So Fazz about to head back up top map to run Vu back down. He's currently got the stack advantage and he's only down by a single frag, but if Vu can survive for another 20 seconds, then, you know, cool. But Vu needs to be doing damage to keep Fazz on back, because so far, Fazz has had no reason not to go aggressive, and there it is. That'll tie it back up 10-10 with 10 seconds to go. I would say this will turn into overtime, but this is hectic, and Fazz might just push this into a win. 3 seconds. And there we go. So first map we're seeing today on Level Up TV, guys, and we've already got overtime. This is IEM. So Fazz still in control of armor, still in control of Mega, and with the top position on the map. Vu, again, has been having trouble aggressing. He's had a lot of really great hits, a lot of really great opportune shots there, but without consistent damage on Fazz, I'm kind of worried for Vu right now.
Indeed, Vu is hitting the shots, but will he be able to survive this? I don't think so. Fazz with a great initial rocket, actually left with a pretty humongous stack after that. So just a minute and 20 left for Vu to equalize this frag. It's going to be very,
no
very
damage
difficult.
done on the Mega.
Oh, and Vu just
Fazz
missing
got Mega for
everything
free.
Right there.
Vu got red armor for, well, he had to give everything up, including the frag, including a 2-frag lead.
I think you can almost see defeat in Vu's movement right now. There's almost nothing he can do unless he hits. Nope. Yeah. 3 frags is going to make a pretty much impossible order for Vu to come back, although that he is hitting rails when he needs to. But we'll see what he can do with this.
But we haven't seen the kind of aggression where Vu's has thrown the meta play to the wind and just gone all out against Fazz. Not since he first took the lead earlier on in the match, and ever since then, anytime he had the spec, yeah, okay. There we go. Vu just be specking out, but 14-10 with a bit of overtime, no shame there. And that'll be hectic, but we'll be moving into map 2, and I already got word on what that is. Let me go look.
Again,
it's
folks,
going to be Dismemberment. Another fairly new map.
I would say Dismemberment, well, I guess I won't make any assumptions. Let's just wait and see how these guys are prepared for this map. Dismemberment obviously has a very interesting flow to it. It's somewhat like Hectic in that there are a lot of interesting rail angles that you can peek pretty far through the map. But it's a much slower style, a much slower pace. Again, guys, this is a coverage of the IEM World Finals. This is Group A of the Quake Live invites. Again, that is comprised of Strengths, Avec, Dehang, Kilson, Vu, and Fazz. Many would say that Avec was the easy favorite for this group. Strengths also very large favorite in this group, but that doesn't matter.
Well,
we are going live with Complexity's Vu versus Fazz.
And Fazz is going to be getting rocket launcher right off spawn, and that'll give Mega back over to Vu. It's going to be a play for red armor. We're going to have to see if Vu has enough time, has enough positioning to do any kind of aggression on there. Not so much, but if Vu's been able to pick up a railgun, he's immediately got the weapon advantage here. There's a lot of open spaces, a lot of open atriums here that Vu can easily get in some opportune angles on. Question is, does he know how to set up angles? Does he know how to set up those positions to get that free damage? But yeah, like you said, I'm really going to be looking forward to seeing Skrenex play a whole lot today, but right now we got Vo0 and Fazzy. 38 seconds in. Red armor taken away by Vu.
Very,
Looking
very
for the
strong
rail
start
on Mega, but it's just cascading against the top of the archway there, so not a lot of damage done between them. Both players have been able to stack up fairly well. Let's see how many people on IRC just don't get it. But there's a little bit of a rocket splash, but Fazz going all aggressive here, and now that he's got the LG out, great, but he's been bounced around the corner enough. Vu's able to take him out with Rocket and take the first frag. Now, Fazz kind of threw everything away there. He was like, okay, we can play for items all you want, but I just want a frag. He's kind of single-minded at the moment, but Vo down below not quite getting the opportune shots on the Mega Health, and he's going to be eating rail for every step he's taking back to cover. And so being down below with Mega out of that close archway, that can lead to several consequences. And there we go, Fazz tying it back up 1-1. Only 85 health, and he's got quite a bit of time to play for red armor, but he's able to revert to yellow.
Neither of these players opting for a defensive style. A lot of risks in this game so far, and last game as well. Both players are not too shy about coming in when the positioning may not exactly be in their favor. A little less predictable styles from both of these guys. So we'll see if that, whose favor that can fall into here in Dismemberment.
And this is where I like this Dismemberment. I mean, the relative lack of heavy practice by some of these players on Dismemberment can lead to several different styles of play. Ooh, but Fazz, I gotta say, I kind of dig the way he's going very aggressive right now, and Vo so far has not been able to respond, very exactingly on him. Usually you would look for Vo to kind of hang back with more rails, getting more angle shots in, but so far there haven't been a lot of rail hits between either player. One hit out of each of them, in fact.
So Fazz now on the warpath. Collected a good amount of health and armor, however, there's a good chance he will not be able to get red and make it over to Mega. Well, actually, there's a couple seconds in between the red pickup and the Mega health. We'll see who... Oh, yeah. Vo getting caught out of position.
See, this is weird. It's very strange to see Fazz just finding Vo right around the corner all the time. I mean, this is a map where playing the distance when you've got the rail, even when you don't have the rail, you want to stay away, because if you get caught in a choke point, if you get caught in a corridor, it could be all over for you if you aren't prepped for it. And so far we've seen Vo literally just walk into a couple of situations that he was not going to be surviving. And we saw another one there where he was able to take away YA, but he didn't really have an exit strategy, and Fazz punished him for it. And so right now we're seeing 5-1, and Vo's finally able to bring one back, but he's finally got a rail now. But now he's going through bottom map in order to get over to red armor. That means that Fazz spinning, in any 3 of the spawn areas on the map can beat Vo there and have a height advantage on him and actually be in the position to decide whether or not he dies in for red, whether or not he just camps up there and throws down rockets.
Ooh, nice predictive play by Fazz there. However, Vo did come out on top with a nice mid-air rocket. So in comes the red armor. Vo will collect it. Does he have time? Yes, he certainly will make the play for this Mega. He does have a railgun, so Fazz barely escaping that rail shot. But we'll collect the Mega after all. Fazz with just now picking up all 3 major weapons. Vo still does not have an LG in this situation. So I think he's going to try to pick some longer range fights
either. That's the really worrisome thing. I mean, we've only seen connected rail hits total in this match. 1 for Vo, 1 for Fazz. And that's very odd to see on Dismemberment. I mean, usually you look for the meta play of one player being down on the armor, down on the health, but he's punishing with rock and rail on every Mega grab, on every red armor grab. But it's been very odd so far. Vo doing a little bit of a rocket bounce, but that's nowhere near to really justify his position on the map. So now he's got to back up, and he's still left in a position where Fazz can easily just aggress on him, find him in a corner. Vo's able to lay down some great defensive rockets and finally bring this thing back up 5-4. But there's still many situations where I just wonder why Vo is there, why he's playing from that angle, and why, if he is from that angle, why he's not making those hits.
In comes Fazz. Vo was prepared. So now Vo, as long as he can deal 1 or 2 long-range rails and control this yellow armor, he's going to maintain control over this map, Dismemberment. Just about 6 minutes expired here on the game clock. Actually, a nice little bit of damage there from Fazz. Once again, Vu getting caught out of position. However, Fazz gets rocketed across the map and accidentally kills himself. Oh, perfectly placed rocket there. Vu had almost 100 health. That came in at the perfect time for Fazz. Actually, such an influential single rocket in this game. Going to deny that red armor pickup and equalize the frags by just one. If Fazz did not hit that, he probably would have died to Vu a few moments later.
Yeah, if you want to say nothing else to differentiate these players, you can easily say right now that on Dismemberment, Fazz is a bit more proficient about getting from point A to point. We've seen a lot of rocket jumps. We've seen a lot of him just, flying through the map in order to get in front of Vu. And it's worked out very effectively for him so far, even though it only means one frag to the advantage. I mean, there's been a lot of gameplay here that doesn't quite belie the frag count right now. But hey, still 3 minutes to play. Fazz with not such a great stack, but over red armor, he's able to get it without any kind of damage received. Question is, can he get out? We've heard Vu outside. Vu's waiting on the jump pad, and he's able to get in a couple rockets, but to be honest, I expected more damage off of the jump pad. I mean, a really advantageous position to be in, but Fazz was able to get out of that. Not only alive, but with quite a bit of health left over as well. So if he can pick up the next YA, even though that was just taken away by Vu, well, actually, Fazz has got to wait things out a little bit here. Mega health might actually be a dangerous position right now because Vu has nowhere else to be but do damage on Mega. So Fazz, by going direct for Mega right now, is going to be making a fairly obvious play. Actually, I kind of like that. Giving up the Mega just to stay alive a little bit longer. If he doesn't get cornered down here at the YA, he should be able to get out of this alive and stack back up about 100 to 100.
So here comes the red armor. Neither player able to get a good lock on their opponent right now. Who will back off to the lightning gun. And now the next play is for Mega. Looks like Vu's going to be trying to bait this out. Very similar stacks for both players, though. Fazz
there
once
it
again
is.
Dealing a lot of damage from that platform. Oh, and there's an almost direct rocket. That's going to put Vu in a very, very tough situation. He decides to rocket jump away, but does not actually complete the rocket jump how he meant to. He actually could have stolen that red armor away quite a lot cleaner if he actually successfully made the play to that red armor.
Yeah,
So,
the last 30 seconds have perfectly encapsulated everything I've been seeing earlier on in the match. I mean, Fazz did great damage at Mega, and he got in front of Vu when Vu was actually looking to escape, on the bottom tier of the map. And so Fazz was able to fill his face with rockets even then and still maintain height advantage on red armor. And the great thing about that position, again, you get to decide whether you take the risk of diving in for the red or not, or you can just stay up and do damage. And Vu got both items, yeah, but Fazz is better stacked off for it. And Vu is still kind of struggling here, so we've got 1 minute frags between them. And Vu aggressing from across the atrium with rockets. He finally switches to rail, but not making the hit. I mean, this is a LAN party, yeah? We've seen 7 rail hits out of 22 for Fazz and 2 out of 21 for Vu. I mean, the rail just has not been enough, a significant enough here for the down player to really make a difference here. Not for Vu, anyway.
A very, very close game until the very end. Fazz will come out with a pretty commanding lead by the end of that map, though. I'd say if there's one thing about Vu's game, he's not leaving. In both maps, he was not attacking from positions which he could back off from. He was pretty much committing to really risky, aggressive play in almost every encounter. So I feel like Vu's a very, very, very skilled player, and he actually thrives in the quicker paced, more aggressive maps. But that
like
said,
Aerowalk, which was going to be the tiebreaker.
yeah,
I was actually wanting to see that. But maybe the lesson here for Vu is that when you get to a LAN party, Monday is not the party night.